Gaffer, firstly, before we look ahead to Northampton Town, how do you reflect back on our game against Manchester United on Monday?
Yeah, I've watched it back a couple of times. I think the spells in the game we were really good. As I've said to the players, I think we could have done even more with the ball, played under even more pressure. But yeah, I still feel the players were brilliant. So work rate, the effort, against a very good opponent. Obviously, a couple of divisions and obviously resources very, very different. I thought the team were brilliant. I really did.
How much will the experience of playing against some top caliber players that Manchester United have will stand the players in good stead for the rest of the season?
I guess we'll find out. I think it's. I hope not just for the rest of the season. I think when you play against that level of player, and also when you you coach against that level of coach, I know it's not been easy at times. But remember this manager that took Ajax to the Champions League semi-final. Won things with Ajax, so he's an experienced guy. So both for them as players and for me as a manager, I think we have to take a lot from it. We have to be inspired by the night. It definitely felt like a night or a match very similar to what we'd had 12, 13 years ago, and for that period of time the club were at that level. And then on an individual basis, just maybe motivates you even more to basically get better at what you do. I'm sure the players feel like that. I know I do.
Given what we went through in the summer last year, how much did the football club deserve a night like that? Such a fantastic occasion in front of a sold-out crowd at DW.
Yeah, they did. I think, and in particular the supporters and the players. The players for actually getting us there, because it was quite a tough draw, really. I think Exeter away and the York game was difficult. Conditions made it even harder. So the players definitely deserved that, and then supporters for what they did during that period I mentioned it after the game. They were buying season tickets and they weren't sure we were going to be alive. So the supporters deserved that, and I hope they saw a performance that made them proud. Look, we're 2 divisions below our summers. I think this is my 3rd window, so our windows are very, very different to what United have looked like. And I hope they saw a team that, for parts of the game, definitely narrowed that gap. They can be, or at least I think they can be proud of what they saw. We have to build towards trying to get these types of games more often. As I said, feels a million miles away just now, but that has to be where we're trying to get to, and hopefully it's me. If it isn't me in the next however many years, I hope as a club that we can get back there.
How is the squad looking ahead of this weekend's game?
Yeah, it's looking okay. I think Matt Smith had more training. He might come into contention to travel. I'll make that decision quite late. Probably Doncaster's might be a little bit more suitable for him, just because it's an extra few days training. Callum Lang's had a bit of a calf issue. We'll see if he's going to be all right tomorrow. Everyone else, the other ones that are injured, they won't be back. Jason Carr will come into contention. He's had 60 minutes in the reserve, so again he'll be in the squad as he was for the United game.
Northampton Town are a team, they won promotion from League 2 last year. They're currently United. They've done really well in division and coming to the game after back-to-back wins. What sort of challenge are you expecting from them?
A big challenge. They were a big challenge here for large parts of that game. They were very good on the ball, created big chances. That game we relied on Cal McManaman producing a moment of brilliance, which we know he can. They're really good with the ball. So they'll try and play their way through us. We've got really good technical players, so I have to see, particularly second half. I really like what we did second half without the ball against United. I have to see the same mentality against Northampton for the first whistle. We have to be as hard as possible to play through. And then I think we've got talent to hurt any team in this league. But the big thing is without the ball. If we're at our very best, then we've got a chance of winning this game.
Sixfields is notoriously a really tough place to go. So how important is it that the players have a real siege mentality going into the game, like they always do?
It's important. I feel like we've I guess we'll find out. We've had some really. I felt like we've taken steps forward at times. Even the Barnsley away game felt really positive. Port Vale felt different. Like the Port Vale first half felt like a step back. I think it's that type of season. for me, I'm going to have to push the mentality. I liked what I saw in training today. There was an undercurrent of really trying to win every drill. We have to bring that when the whistle comes on Saturday. If we do, we can be a decent side. We've got senior players, and I'll push them hard to help bring that mentality for the young ones, because they've had a big game against a big opponent. But for us, it's another huge game this weekend.
Finally, over 500 supporters will be making a trip to Northampton Town with Pay on the Day available at Sixfields. How much of an influence have they been having in recent weeks and throughout the season? Because they're going to be absolutely massive at the weekend.
The support have had a big impact. They had a big impact in me in the summer. Whether it's 1,000, whether it's 3,000 or 4,000 at Blackpool, whether it's a small number in the EFL Cup. I respect anyone that pays money to come and watch their club. And being manager, it's I know my responsibility. I hope they know I'm trying very, very hard to give them a good team, a good performance this weekend. But I do appreciate their support. It's not easy. The weather's difficult, and it's expensive. So I'll never take that for granted.